Welcome back to our lecture, Network Analysis and Transmission Lines. So today's discussion is about the magnetic circuits. The aim of this today's discussion is analyzing the magnetically coupled circuits, that is the interconnected loops of an electrical network through magnetic fields, right? So coming to this magnetic circuits, so these are all the subtopics which we are going to have in this discussion. So one is the self-inductance. We're going to define the self-inductance, mutual inductance, and we are going to get the expressions for them. And we're going to derive the expression for coefficient of coupling. And we're going to learn about the dot convention in coupled coils and about the electrical equivalent of coupled circuits, different magnetical coupled circuits we are going to model in this. And also we are going to discuss the concept of the ideal transformer. Right. Now, today's discussion, let us go first with the self-inductance. Coming to the self-inductance, so basically the self-inductance we are going to define with respect to the single coil, right? So when a current changes in a circuit, the magnetic flux linking the same circuit is going to get changed and vice versa. So here, from the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, an EMF is going to induce in the circuit. So how this EMF is induced in the sense, so due to the magnetic flux linkage of the circuit where the current is going to get changed, or the magnetic flux is going to change associated with the circuit is going to change with respect to the current. So here this induced EMF is directly proportional to the rate of change of current. So this induced EMF is given by the equation V is equal to L di by dt. So let us say this equation as equation number 1 here. And also we can write, so here what is this V? V is nothing but the induced voltage. V is nothing but the induced voltage. And L is nothing but the proportionality constant, or we can say it as the self-inductance, and di by dt is nothing but the rate of change in current. And here L is nothing but your self-inductance of your coil. So here we are going to, in this figure you can see here clearly. So here it is shown that in the figure where the switch is closed, so the conductor is going to, the coil is going to carry some current. So due to that current, the magnetic flux is going to develop in the coil, so which induces the EMF, right? So that means here what I said here, this induced EMF is going to directly proportional to the rate of change in the current, right? So that means here if the current is getting more, the flux generated is going to be more and the EMF induced is going to be more, right? So it is directly proportional here. So which is nothing but V is equal to L di by dt. And here this property is nothing but the self-inductance. So and is indicated using the L, self-inductance, and this is measured with the units Henry. What are the units for this? The units for this inductance L is nothing but The units are nothing but Henry, measured in Henry. Right? So now let us move on to the next slide. So the inductance, from the basics of basic concepts of electrical engineering, the inductance can also be expressed as L is equal to N phi by I. So here, so why it is N phi by I? So you can know here where the flux, what I said, the flux associated with the coil is directly proportional to the current. So that means the flux is directly proportional to the I. So that means here, what is the flux over here? The flux of the coil, magnetic flux, phi. If N is the number of windings or number of turns of the coil, so the total flux is going to be N phi. The total flux is going to be N phi over here. So if N phi is directly proportional to I, so we can get L is equal to N phi by I. L is equal to N phi by I. So let us name this equation as 2. Right? Now substituting this equation number 2 in equation number 1, we can get V is equal to, so what is the equation number 1? V is equal to L di by dt. So what is I from the equation number 2? I is nothing but N phi by L. N phi by L. So I have substituted the same over here. L into d of N phi by L divided by dt. Right? So or we can write the same equation as V is equal to L into, as here N and L are constants, both are constants here. Only the flux is going to get vary with respect to the current, right? Varying current, with respect to varying current, the phi is going to get vary. So remaining N and L are constants here. So N is nothing but the number of turns and L is nothing but your inductance. So I am bringing this L out and N also out. So L into, here L into 1 by L into N, this d phi by dt, d phi by dt. So now here L and L is going to get cancelled over here. So finally you are going to arrive at expression N d phi by dt. V is equal to N d phi by dt. So let us name this equation as 3. Right. So now comparing, so what is the first equation? Equation number 1 is V is equal to L di by dt. So now what is the equation number 3? V is equal to N d phi by dt. Right? V is equal to N d phi by dt. Now comparing this equation number 1 and 3, what you are going to get? L di by dt is equal to N d phi by dt. So both are the induced voltages. The first equation is V is equal to L di by dt. The third equation is N d phi by dt. So equating both, so what you are going to have? L di by dt is equal to N d phi by dt. So from this, what you can write? The same expression. So dt and dt is going to get cancelled from both sides. And finally we can get an expression like L is equal to N d phi by di. N d phi by di. So this expression is going to be your equation number 4, and this is your final expression of your self-inductance. This is your final expression of your self-inductance, and this is going to give the magnitude of the self-inductance of the coil. This is going to represent the magnitude. Right? This is going to represent the magnitude. Right? So now let us move into the next one. Let us move on to the next one, that is the mutual inductance. So now here, so just now we have seen how the inductor is going to generate or is going to induce the EMF within itself. That means within the self, right? As a result of changing the magnetic field. As a result of changing the magnetic field, right? As a result of changing the magnetic field, just now we have seen how the inductor is going to induce the EMF. And as a result, this change in magnetic field is going to happen within its own number of turns. How many number of turns is going to be there in that, within the turns only this magnetic field is going to get changed. So when this EMF is induced in the same circuit, for the same circuit the current is going to get changed. So this effect we have defined as a self inductance. This effect we have defined as a self inductance, right? But if the EMF is induced into the adjacent coil, right, adjacent coil, where the coil is placed near to the proximity of the coil 1, right? So within the same magnetic field, if we bring the other coil, so what's going to happen? So obviously the EMF is going to be induced magnetically, right, due to the mutual induction. So that means here, so when two or more number of magnetically coupled coils brought together, right, or bring into the close proximity, we are going to have the property of inductance, the property of mutual inductance over here, the property of mutual inductance. So this mutual inductance is the basic operating principle of the transformer, generators, motors, and any other electrical component that interacts with another magnetic field. So then we can define the mutual inductance as, how we can define the mutual induction? The current flowing in the one coil is going to induces the voltage in the other coil, So now let us consider here one thing, that is nothing but if we consider this above figure, where two current carrying coils, where the current I1 is the current flowing through the first coil, that is coil 1, and I2 is the current flowing through the second coil, that is coil 2. When these two current carrying coils are brought into the proximity with each other, so the magnetic field of one of the coils is going to link with the other coil, right? And this is going to generate induce the EMF in the other coil, right? So now let these two current carrying coils, coil 1 and coil 2, with currents I1 and I2, right? And let us consider these coils. The coil 1, the flux associated with the coil 1 is phi11. The flux associated with the coil 1 is phi11, and the flux associated with the coil 2 is phi22, right? And here this phi12 or phi21 is the mutual flux, That means where we can define this phi21 as phi21 as the flux of coil 2 coil 2 that links coil 1, that links coil 1, right? So this is the flux of coil 2 that links coil 1. Is it clear? Now, whereas the same thing, we want to define the same thing, that is nothing but phi 1 2, whereas here we can define here the phi 1 2 as flux of coil 1 that links coil 2, that links coil 2, right? So where phi 1 2 and phi 2 1 are the mutual fluxes, and phi 1 1 and phi 2 2 are the individual fluxes, or we can say it as the total flux. Total flux associated with the coil 1 is phi 1 1, and the total flux associated with the coil 2 is phi 2 2, and this is the mutual flux, phi 2 1 and phi 1 2, right? And let us consider the inductance of this two coils. The mutual inductance is nothing but the inductance with respect to this phi 2 1 and phi 1 2 is M, which is nothing but our mutual inductance. So let me go further where you can have a clear idea. So now the induced voltage with respect to the coil 2, the induced voltage with respect to coil 2 can be given as VL2. So induced voltage with respect to the coil 2 means coil 2 is nothing but the inductance, the self inductance associated with the coil 2 is L2. So the VL2, the EMF with respect to the L2 is VL2 is equal to, so N2 into the number of turns of the coil 2, N2 into rate of change in the flux, right? Rate of change in the flux that links the coil 2, right? Rate of change of flux associated with the coil 1 that links coil 2. That means that links coil 2 in the sense this phi 1 2 is nothing but here. This is the flux associated with the coil 1. This is linking the coil 2. This is linking the phi 1 2 is linking the coil 2 from the coil 1. So that is why we have remained here VL2 is equal to N2 into d phi 1 2 by what we have defined here, d phi 1 2 by dt, right? So let us name this equation as 5. So now again we can go for the same using the same equation we can go for. So since phi 1 2 is related to the current of the coil 1, right? So the phi 1 2 is related to the current of coil 1, obviously, right? And the induced voltage is directly proportional to the rate of change of I1. Then we can write the same equation as VL2 is equal to M into di1 by dt. VL2 is equal to M into di1 by dt. So this is with respect to the mutual inductance M. Clear? This is with respect to the mutual inductance M. VL2 is equal to M into di1 by dt. VL2 is equal to M into di1 by dt. So now let us name this equation as 6. Now comparing this equation number 5 and 6, so we can equate this 5 and 6. So now equating this, M di1 by dt is equal to N d phi 1 2 by dt. Now let us equate these things. So where here you have to remember about the parameters. VL2 is the induced voltage of the coil 2 and N2 is the number of turns of the coil 2. Phi12 is the flux associated with the coil 1 that links coil 2. Flux of coil 1 that links coil 2. Right? Here I1 is nothing but your current to the coil 1. So now here comparing the 5 and 6, we are getting M di1 by dt is equal to N2 into d phi12 by dt. So now from this what we can write? So let us name this equation as 7. So from this clearly we can write M is equal to, so dt and dt is going to get cancelled over here. So from this we can write M is equal to N2 into d phi12 by di1. This di1 will come this side. So M is equal to N2 into d phi12 by di1. Right? So let us name this equation as 8. Right? So now similarly what we can write? So now we have obtained this mutual inductance expression. If we start from the coil 2, the induced voltage in the coil 2, the EMF induced in the coil 2, right? So now similarly if we take from the coil 1, we may get the equation M is equal to N1 into d phi21 by di2, d phi21 by di2. What is this phi21? Phi21 is nothing but the flux of coil 2 that links coil 1, right? The flux of coil 2 that links coil 1. So this is what with respect to the mutual inductance. So here M is equal to N2 into d phi12 by di1, and here M is equal to N1 into d phi21 by di2. These both are the equations for the mutual inductance with varying flux, with varying mutual flux, right? So let us name this equation as equation number 9. Say for example, if the coils are linked with air, and if the coupling medium of the coils are, if we say it is air, if it is air, then obviously the flux and the current are linearly related. The flux and the current is going to be linearly related, right? So then what we can write? M is equal to the same equation. M is equal to, if it is linearly dependent, the flux and the current, we can write M is equal to N2 into phi12 by I1. So let us name this equation as 10. And similarly, we can get the other equation, that is M is equal to N1 into phi21 by I2. Let us name this equation as 11. So these are the equations which describes the mutual inductance of the coil. So I repeat again. So where these are the equations, very important equations, which are very useful in solving the numericals, right? So these are the equations for the mutual inductance when two coils are coupled, right? So here M is the mutual inductance, here M is the mutual inductance, here M is nothing but your mutual inductance, here M is your mutual inductance. M is the mutual inductance, where as I said N1 and N2 are the turns of the coils 1 and 2, and phi12 is nothing but the flux of the mutual flux of the coil 1 with respect to that links the coil 2, where phi21 is the flux of the coil 2 that links the coil 1, and I1 is the current of the coil 1 and I2 is the current to the coil 2, right? So this is what with respect to the mutual inductance. So let me discuss one important factor or one important coefficient when we are going to relate this mutual inductance, right? So that is nothing but the coefficient of coupling, the coefficient of coupling, right? So let us go into the coefficient of coupling. So what do you mean by coefficient of coupling? The coefficient of coupling is defined as the fraction of the total flux that links the coils. As it is a fraction of the total flux, obviously the coefficient of coupling is always less than or equal to 1. Right? Is always less than 1. You can say it is always less than, because it is a fraction of the total flux. Right? It is the fraction of the total flux. So how we can write the expression for this coefficient of coupling from the definition? That is, you can write K is equal to 512 by 512 by 511. So 512 is nothing but the flux of the coil 1 that links the coil 2. So that means here this 512 is less than 511. So here it is 511 is the total flux of the coil 1. As I said, it is defined as a fraction of the total flux that is going to link the coils. So what is the flux that is linking the coil 2 with respect to coil 1? 512. Right? So 511 is the total flux of the coil 1. So what is the flux of coil 1 that is going to link to the other coil? 512. So that is why it is defined as K is equal to 512 by 511, or we can write the same expression as 521 by 522, where 522 is nothing but the total flux of the coil 2 and 521 is nothing but the flux of coil 2 that links the other coil. What is the other coil? Coil 1. If we consider with respect to two coils, coil 1 and 2, so we can get the expression K is equal to 512 by 511 or 521 by 522. So let us name this equation as equation number 12. So now we are having the equations M1 and M2. Sorry, M with respect to the coil 1 and M with respect to the coil 2. So what are those equations? Equation number 10 and 11. So if you multiply these two equations, so that means, so M is equal to N1 into 521 by I1, and similarly M is equal to N2 into 512 by I2. If you multiply these two equations, equation number 10 and 11, so what are those 10 and 11 here? So these are the 10 and 11. If you multiply these two, let us multiply these two. So let us multiply these two. Multiplying these two, what we are going to have? M into M. So M square is equal to N1 N2 521 by I1 into 512 by I2. So which is equal to, so from equation number 12, what we can write? This 521, what we can write as the 521? 521 as, what we can write? 521 as K into 522. 521 as K into 522. You can write 521 is equal to K into 522. So instead of 521, I have written K into 522. Another one is 512. Instead of 512, what we can write from the 512? K into 511. K into 511 I have written. So in the denominator already we are having I1 and I2. So which is equal to K into K, K square into, right, K square into, so here N1 is there, N1 into K square into N1 into 511 by I1 and N2 into 522 by I2. So why I have written like this is, we know that the equation number 2 which we have obtained the inductance formula from the basic principles of electrical engineering, we got L is equal to N phi by I. L is equal to N phi by I. To convert the same equation into that form, I have written the expression like this. So N into phi by I, N phi by I, right? So now the same equation can be written as K square into L1 and L2, because here N1 and N2, so L1 and L2. With respect to coil 1, L1, the inductance associated with the coil 1 is L1, inductance associated with the coil 2 is, self-inductance with respect to coil 2 is L2, right? So here L1 and L2 are the self inductances of the coil 1 and coil 2, right? So now how we obtain this equation? From equation number 2, that is nothing but L is equal to N phi by I. So as L is equal to N phi by I, so we can write N1 into phi 11 by I1 is equal to L1, and phi 22 by I2 into N2 is equal to L2. Clear? So now, so this is what the expression for the quotient of coupling. So let us further simplify this. So therefore we can write the same equation as M is equal to K into root over L1 into L2, root over L1 into L2, or we can write K is equal to M by root over L1 and L2. Let us name this equation as 13. So this is going to be your final equation of the coefficient of coupling. Final equation of the coefficient of coupling. Also we can make it as the relation between the mutual inductance and the coefficient of coupling. So where the relation is given by M is equal to K into root over L1 and L2. So where K is always less than 1. Because, why? Because it is a fraction. This is a fraction of the total flux that is going to link the coil. It is a fraction of the total flux. You can see here it is a fraction of the total flux. So that is why K is always less than 1. Why? Because this phi 12 is going to be less than phi 11, and also this phi 21 is also going to be less than phi 22. So the K is going to be less than 1. The coefficient of coupling is going to be less than 1, and the relation is going to be given by M is equal to K root L1 and L2, right? Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for listening. So we will continue in the next lecture.